Hi, Jody Hardesty with Empowered Heart Connections. When we have experienced relationships in our past where we have had someone cheat on us or experienced infidelity in some way, it can leave us lingering with a feeling that we're not enough, or that every man is going to cheat, or that we're never safe in relationships. And it's important to evaluate in what ways you are carrying those memories, those experiences with you whenever you are dating currently. We can hold on to things and be maybe overly cautious to some extent, especially if we're kind of expecting or waiting for someone to prove us right that we're going to be hurt. Especially when we are feeling vulnerable and we've been wounded before, we are really potentially overly cautious, waiting for the other shoe to drop, waiting for that person to cause us emotional damage. And it can be really helpful to evaluate how you can move forward from this, where in the past you've had these painful relationships and you've had many experiences with people that may have treated you badly, but what examples do you have in your life of friends and family that there are good guys out there, that there are people who will treat you kindly, who will treat you with respect? I know for me, when I first started dating my husband, when I knew he was going to be the one, I really noticed that he actually respected what I had to say, and he was truly listening to me. And whereas other experiences I've had in the past is guys were kind of, casually interested, but didn't really have an investment in finding out who I am and what I wanted and what was important to me. And this was such a huge difference with my husband, recognizing how he would look me in the eyes and he'd remember what I said and he would honor things that I requested. It was a big difference from the other experiences that I'd had in the past, for the most part. And this can be a reminder for those of you who haven't found Mr. Right yet, that these are some good clues to watch for. Is how does he listen to you? Does he honor what you say? Does he remember things that you've talked about? Does he ask you your opinion and your preference about things? Or is he kind of running the show? And if he is running the show, what is it that keeps you going on date after date if you're continuing to date him? Is there something about having somebody else be in charge that's making you feel more comfortable? And that's something to evaluate, is what is it that's keeping you hooked in that dynamic that may not be so helpful for you. So remember, you're watching out for how does he make you feel? Does he make you feel honored? Does he make you feel respected? And obviously you don't need him to kiss your feet. That's a different scenario. But you do want him to really make you feel valuable to him. So many times when I work with couples and there's been infidelity, the only way that they can recover is if the partner who cheated is truly invested in repairing their relationship and truly wants to have a connection and has a connection with the person that they cheated on. And the only way you know if someone is really committed to you and the success of your relationship is the way they continue to treat you. So if you've had those relationships in the past where they have taken advantage of you, they've treated you badly, they've cheated on you, and you're obviously broken up with them for a reason, those are really helpful tools, resources that you can look back on to evaluate some of the techniques and things that maybe they were using in that relationship that made you feel less than. And to recognize that because you've been through that, you might have a little scar tissue built up on your heart. And to really work on how you recognize how your self-esteem has been affected by those little negative critiques. A lot of times people who are cheating tend to try to make their partner feel less than so they don't question them. So sometimes they have little tactics and techniques where they cut you down, they kind of question you or make you question yourself. For example, maybe somebody, when you've gained a little weight, they're pretty quick to point that out and how that they're not really attracted to you if you've gained too much weight, or maybe you lost too much weight and they mention that they're not really as attracted to you whenever you've lost that much weight. And these are little digs that sound like they're maybe couched in kindness, right? Like, I'm looking out for you. I want to tell you what I like so that you know what I'm interested in. But it's really digs. They're really insults, and they can really knock down your self-esteem over time. So look back on those relationships and evaluate, how many little digs did you get? How many things did you take away from that relationship that you need to leave behind in his toolbox, because you don't need to take them with you? And it's difficult because it's everyone is susceptible to this. I know many people think like, oh, I'm too smart to fall for that, but many smart people have fallen for that, because it happens slow and over time, and these things are kind of insidious. They just kind of build on each other. Right? It starts with like, oh, you're gonna wear that kind of comments, and then builds on, oh, I don't really like, that you're not built the way I want you to be built. So those little digs kind of happen over time, and usually they're added with a lot of what they call love bombing, or a lot of kindness. So it makes you feel like, oh, he really does care about me. He's just truly looking out for my best interest. He just, wants me to be healthy, or he's really, doesn't want me to leave the house with my hair looking this way because he realizes I'm going to get a bad reaction from other people. He's trying to help me out. And so it's hard not to discount it, discredit those experiences that you have. So make sure that you're assessing what baggage you might have taken with you from those past relationships. What, like we said in one of the other videos, what stories are you telling yourself that maybe he is the one who wrote the script for? Is it a I'm not good enough story? Is it if only I lose 10 pounds, then I can find Mr. Right? Or if only I build muscle, I can find Mr. Right? Or if only I get that better job, I can find Mr. Right? Whatever those stories are that might be keeping you trapped in that previous mindset with that previous partner. Those things can be evaluated and let go. Sometimes it's helpful to even write those down and rip it up or burn it. Write down the story that the ex told you that might be keeping you stuck. Burn it in a safe place. We don't want to have house fires, but we want to make sure you're letting that go in some way. Sometimes you can tear it up or stomp on it or whatever you want to do to get it out of your body. Because sometimes those memories, those stories, those feelings, they get trapped in us, and they kind of just reverberate inside us and bounce all around us, and they're hard to let go of. So doing some ritual behaviors about letting that go can really help you kind of complete the cycle of grieving the loss of that painful relationship and really letting that be in the past. And it's difficult to do, but it is possible. So again, writing it down, burning it, letting it go. Sometimes people even bury it. You can, put it in a balloon and let it float off into the universe. Whatever works for you, whatever symbolism works for you, to really let go of whatever that grip that relationship and that betrayal held on you, and to remember that there are good guys out there. I promise you that. I've met many good guys, and was fortunate enough to find my lovely husband, who showed me what it was like to repair trust, to have a positive relationship, and repair the ability for myself to feel safe, because so many of us don't have that in our previous relationships. So there are guys who truly honor you, truly honor your feelings and respect you, and they can show you what that's like. But it takes really doing the work to make sure that you're releasing all of that baggage, you're releasing whatever's keeping you stuck, and releasing whatever's drawing you to guys who don't deserve you. You want to make sure that you're drawing those guys that really do value, honor, and respect you, and give you a sense of the beautiful, wonderful woman that you are. It's an amazing difference. So I hope this has been helpful. I know this is a journey. We all have to work on really recognizing those blind spots to keep us from staying stuck and to allow us to move forward, but it's doable. You can get there. You're you're doing the work just by spending time, exploring the world, exploring other people's ideas and insights. You are already opening yourself up to possibilities. So thank you for watching. I hope this has been helpful.